Today on Let's Talk Movies, Star Wars fans cried their eyes out today with the news that Rian Johnson is still directing his Star Wars trilogy. But not only that,
Margot Robbie may not be appearing for Suicide Squad 2, and given the fact that she was the best part of the first movie, I don't know what to think.
let's talk about that right now. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Movies. I'm your host, Joker, alongside the man in power.
Splash, how you doing?
He controls my soul sometimes, I don't get it. Must talk Star Wars.
I was trying to get you to order me a pizza.
No, I'm not doing that.
Damn.
Okay, well, so we've got a lot of controversial news here because everyone loves and everyone hates Rian Johnson. And apparently, he's still doing his film. We've had several rumors. This is not the first time it's come out with someone starting a rumor that the press has just taken and just pole vaulted, talking about, oh my god, he's not doing his Star Wars trilogy. He ruined Star Wars. This is always a topic of conversation. And now he's had to defend, once again, the fact that he is still directing the Star Wars trilogy for Disney. I don't know where all this stuff's coming from. This newest report, I'm assuming someone literally just wrote it on their blog and then people just took it and ran with it. Because there's literally no definite source as to where it started from saying, oh my god, Disney kicked him from the project. He's not doing his trilogy.
Well, it came from Super Bro Movies. The post has since been deleted, so that should say enough about the validity of the conversation in general. But ever since Star Wars went down the path of going Last Jedi into Solo, right around that time period, any negative information on Star Wars has just been kicked up and sent into the stratosphere every time it comes up. Whether there's actual ground proof of it or not, it somehow makes its way to the biggest news sources, IGN, online stuff,
right.
Actual news channels covering it. I don't understand.
And it's funny because they actually just came out recently with a list of all the things that Star Wars fans hate. Number one on that list, Star Wars. They hate Star Wars, but they love it, but they hate it. So they hate the prequels, they hate the new sequels, they like the original trilogy, but they hate that George Lucas ruined Star Wars. They like the characters, but they hate that George Lucas ruined the characters with their development, and they don't like the spin-offs, and they don't like the Clone Wars series, and they hate, I don't know what you guys want, but go outside. But beyond all the talk going around on if he was or wasn't going to film, we got confirmation from his Twitter saying, no, it isn't true. I'm still working on the trilogy with all due respect to the movie bros, who I'm sure are lovely, kind bros with good fraternal intentions. So, people talking shit, and he's like, no, it's still happening. Sorry, you guys can still be mad. Literally every comment I read after that, everyone was like, damn it, he's still directing it. As if, The Last Jedi was a film that just completely ruined their lives, which I find to be blasphemy.
See, the thing is, the reason we get that perspective is because the people who hate The Last Jedi are the ones that would be most upfront and open talking about Rian Johnson's removal. There wasn't a whole lot of, oh no, I hate to see Rian Johnson go, because the people who enjoyed The Last Jedi were regular fucking people and not trolls that just hang out on Twitter waiting for rumors like this to develop so they can get their hopes and dreams up, just to have them ultimately shattered by Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy.
Because I just don't get it. I absolutely hated The Force Awakens because it was just a reboot of the first film. It was exactly the first film. Then and I told him, I said, Star Wars needs to be original. They came out with The Last Jedi. It was a completely original story, but it was terrible because it was nothing like the original.
Yeah,
Are you seeing the plot hole here? Quit complaining. They're good movies. Just, shave your head, go to sleep. Christian Harloff. Literally, it just bothers me that this is they get so angry over this. I'm like, it's not the end of the world. Learn to like stuff that's different. And it's not always going to end the way you want, So that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
This stuff is going to happen. Get over it. And I don't mean to just be attacking everyone straight out of the gate as a rant, but look, Rian Johnson did a fantastic job. And there may have been, like you said, one or two lighting scenes that you saw that were absolutely not. But overall, the filmography of that movie is great.
I think the movie looks fantastic. I think it worked on a lot of levels. I'm fine being on the far side of the camp on that one. I love the movie.
Yeah, it's great. Sure, there are some things where I'm I could have done without that, but overall, I'm not going to be that 1% ruined the rest of the movie.
Yeah, all in all, I still think that was a very enjoyable experience. I think it did a lot to help bring a new direction to Star Wars, And I'm excited to see what JJ does to close it, but I had no problems with Rian Johnson's work. So for him to be completely removed based off of whatever portion of the fan base that's calling for it, that would be absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. I don't see a need for it. I think the guy loves the movies. If you watch The Director and the Jedi, you can tell the kind of reverence he has for the material that he's working with. Okay, The Last Jedi didn't hit it on the head for you. Give the guy another chance, because he didn't make a bad movie despite whatever the hell you think.
And, those are the same people. They're like, they think porgs are the worst thing ever. They think Canto Bite was the worst thing ever. Just remember, someone at Warner Brothers was sitting at a table when they said, guys, Batman and Superman, their parents have the same name. So if we just bring Martha into it, it'll stop the fight and they'll be best friends. And apparently that was the best idea they had.
The rest of the table was like...
And they gave him a raise, and I don't understand. But while we're speaking on terms of Warner Brothers, we've got some more stuff to talk about in terms of The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. Supposedly, Margot Robbie and Jared Leto will not be appearing in the film. Thoughts?
I think this is another unfounded rumor, because as much digging as we've done, I haven't seen a single article with any type of
official
release
or
release, any type of press, anything. I could understand if Margot's not going to be in it because of the Birds of Prey situation. If she's looking to take that a little further, I think she has more control over that.
Right.
I think they're letting her kind of run away with Birds of Prey. And if that's going to be a franchise, trilogy, whatever it's going to develop into, if it's going to be more than just one movie, I'm fine with her being over there on her own. Let James Gunn bring in these new cast, squad, whatever you want to call it. And let him work with these multiple characters and not necessarily have to stick true to what David Ayer did with Margot and Deadshot in the what's the word I'm looking for? And like the canon version. I know it was supposed to be a soft reboot. Let him start with that blank slate. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. And if any of those characters come back, I'm not against it. I just think that it wouldn't make sense to bring them back and then leave her out.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. And I think the thing about that is, too, if you look at it, it's a soft reboot. If it was like a direct sequel, then I would completely understand, Joker and Harley not being in it. Because if it was a direct sequel, at the end of that Suicide Squad movie, Joker busts into the prison, breaks her out, and that's how that movie ends. So everyone else is still, locked away, and they're not getting out because he wasn't going for them. And if that was supposed to lead into the Joker and Harley standalone film that has since been canned, from what I understand, then that would make sense because they're filming that and has no involvement with the rest of these Suicide Squad films. But now it's a soft reboot of the Suicide Squad. I guess it could technically still be the Suicide Squad can still technically be a sequel, just using different characters. Because the Suicide Squad cast has changed over the years with the comics. Even if it's just like one or two minute characters. Even at one point it included the Joker's daughter, which was kind of neat. But is it going to hurt them with them not being in the film? No, I don't think so.
No, I think attaching James Gunn to this means that whatever characters that you do decide to put in it, if it's just him or if there's a team that are working on the writing, they're going to make decisions that are true to that style, and I don't think James would have it any other way. Look at what he did with Guardians. The man has earned his way into these ensemble comedy with emotional elements to it. I think he's got carte blanche over there, it really looks like. I hope that he's able to just take whatever characters that he wants. The studio's separating out, you can have these guys or these guys. Mm-hmm. Just let him pick and choose. Let him make this story and mold it the way that really only he can. And I think you'll be better off in the long run anyway. So if this is his decision, if this is coming from some kind of base of fact, then I trust the guy, and I'm just hoping for a good movie.
I was say we've seen what James Gunn can do. He, like I said in a few videos ago, he did Guardians and Guardians 2, both fantastic films from all aspects. So I see no reason why, this new Suicide Squad movie should, be anything less. The Guardians movies were bright, they were colorful, they were amazing, which is kind of what, the Suicide Squad film wanted to do originally. You look at the cover art, that movie has just got all the colors. It was very neon and a lot of just bright color. So I think he can easily interpret that into this new Suicide Squad film, even without the use of Harley Quinn and the Joker, and it still be a good movie. And sure, Jared Leto kind of missed the mark by a lot. He tried. I'll give him credit for trying, but I don't see the reason for him I don't even think he should have been involved in the first one, honestly. I mean, sure, for plot synopsis, I guess, but they just filmed so much of that movie and then cut like probably 36 hours of film before they got down to the 2-hour mark that they were wanting.
Really, like, that movie does not... The final product that we saw is not the movie that was shot the first time around. So I don't really judge that movie super harshly because it was handed off essentially last second. Like,
yeah, they're like, well, here's my project. There you go.
Yeah, somebody fixed that. And
there's only so much duct tape can do to fix a movie.
I remember watching that first trailer and being super excited for what Suicide Squad
dark
could
and
bring.
like, whoa, like this is real DC stuff.
Yeah, it's like, this is getting dark and out there, and I'm so ready for it. And then by the time it got to us, it was kind of like bubblegum.
Yeah, bubblegum pop.
Yeah, it was just, no.
I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure James Gunn will. I don't know what they plan to do, if it's actually going to be a sequel or if it's just going to like completely scratch Suicide Squad and just replace it with the Suicide Squad. It's going to suck because I don't want to take it off my shelf. I like my collection as it is. Oh well, that's just how I am. But I mean, until there's actual like confirmation, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 chance. Those are my bets right now. 8 to 10 that Margot Robbie and Jared Leto are not going to be returning for the Suicide Squad.
I'm not even going to put any type of
the reason I'm saying 8 out of 10 is because there is a chance that she could at least appear in the movie. Jared Leto, on the other hand, probably not as much.
It will depend a little bit on the film timing if they even want to stick with the Jared Leto Joker going into this movie, because he does have Morbius coming up. I think he's already kind of physically getting ready for that, it looked like.
Okay.
We've seen a little bit of images and tweets suggesting that that's the thing that he's focused on right now. So it would surprise me to see him in the movie. Harley I could still see being involved somehow, but I really do think the best play is for her to just focus on Birds of Prey and let that run, because there's something there. There's definitely...
for sure.
There's a possible star franchise there, and if they could really deliver on this first movie, then yeah, I want her full involvement over there. Let her make some creative decisions, which looks like they've already done, so... yeah, I would be completely fine seeing a new cast in the Suicide Squad.
Well, even then, this movie doesn't come out until 2021, so we've got plenty of time to wait for trailers and confirmations and all that. But that's all for this episode, guys, because there's not a lot more to go on besides just speculation, rumors, and fan theories. But let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on Rian Johnson's new Star Wars trilogy that I don't think there's an announcement on when that's coming out, or the Suicide Squad that's released in 2021? Let us know in the comments down below. We want to talk about it. But that'll be all for this episode, guys. Remember, if you like what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments down below if you would like to see more of Let's Talk Movies, or if you'd like to see anything else. But until then, and as always, we will see you guys next time.